You are listening to the Music Mondays with Mazement podcast. You can follow this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and YouTube. Otherwise, feel free to go to musicmondayspodcast.com. In this episode, I'm not only going to share some of the latest news, such as the Billboard Music Award winners, I'm also going to introduce an all-new segment called Rize Up Exclusive, where I introduced Rize Up Entertainment's new artist, Nerdy G. You gotta listen to this. You gotta hear the big announcement we're making in this episode, and I'm also going to close it out with a new release feast segment. Here it is. What's up, music heads? It is Memorial Day. I hope you guys had a great weekend and enjoying your day so far. As you may know by this title, it does say no more waiting. You know, if you're watching this on YouTube or you're hearing this on whatever podcast platform you listen to it on, you're in for a big surprise in this episode. There's something that you've been waiting for that's going to be announced and other exciting news to hear. So before we get into anything, here's a fact.
Music Mondays, music facts.
Billboard Music was founded in 1894 by William Donaldson and James Hennigan as a trade publication for bill posters.
Music Mondays, music facts.
Now, throughout the past month, I haven't been too active in the latest news and everything, but one thing that stuck out to me that just happened, actually, I think it was Friday night. Jay-Z was on The Shop on HBO, and he revealed that he did some writing on Still Dre by Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, which is a classic hip-hop song, and he also touched on how he did some writing on the soundtrack for Space Jam. So it's kind of cool to hear that because you never really hear those stories. It's all these ghost writers. You never really hear about who's writing these songs. So that's cool to hear that he came out and told some stories. Check it out. It's called The Shop on HBO. I still have to watch it. I just read that in an article. The next article that stuck out to me was Circo Loco partnered up with Rockstar Games with a new record label. Rockstar Games has some of the most popular games for any platform like Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, stuff like that. So I don't know about Red Dead Redemption, but if you're listening to Grand Theft Auto, you're driving in a car on there and you're listening to music, you might be hearing an underground artist, and it could be from the Circo Loco label. I mean, I'm all into music licensing. I'm all into that, so it was great to hear that there's stuff going on in the video game world, more in depth and more focused on getting music to those outlets. So I'm all for it. Found that article on Billboard, so you could check that out. Speaking of Billboard, though, that's the third and final thing I wanted to talk about in the news segment was the Billboard Music Awards happened. So usually I do like a separate segment and talk about Billboard, but honestly, like I said, I haven't been paying too much attention to the news this past month. The Billboard Music Awards happened, and The Weeknd pretty much stole the show. I mean, he had I think he took 10 awards away and the top artist of the night. But some of the other ones did interest me that I came across. Kanye West won for Best Gospel. I didn't see that. I mean, I haven't really listened to anything that Kanye put out lately or anything like that, just because of, being sidetracked or, listening to other artists or whatever. Nothing against him. But so he won Best Gospel. Pop Smoke won for Top New Artist, which he beat out Jack Harlow, which I'm not, and a few others, but Jack Harlow I feel is more deserved for that, but whatever. And obviously it's posthumous, but the top male artist was The Weeknd. Like I said, he stole the show. Top female was Taylor Swift. She beat out Billie Eilish and Dua Lipa, and a few others, which I was kind of shocked about. I thought Billie Eilish would have stole that one, but it is what it is. BTS obviously stole theirs for top group. But the funny thing about the top duo and group was that, a lot of people don't realize that some of these bands and some of these old names are still putting out music today. You had Dan and Shay, Maroon 5, AJR, and the fifth group that BTS competed with for top group was AC/DC. Didn't see that coming. top Billboard 200 artists with Taylor Swift again. You know, The Weeknd had another one for top 100 artists. You know, it goes on and on and on. I mean, there's so many awards. It seems like it was a good show. I didn't watch it. I still have to watch it. But when I was reading through the awards, it seemed like it was pretty cool. And I'm glad to see somebody like The Weeknd, who often gets criticized, you know, especially for like his Super Bowl appearance and stuff. I thought that was great the time it happened, you know, like during a pandemic, there's only so much you can do, you know, when you have to stay social distance and stuff. And I think he did a great job for a Super Bowl performance. That was awesome. You know, he took advantage of the whole field in that one part. But people that don't understand The Weeknd, I get how you'd misinterpret what he's doing there. But either way, he's a very talented musician. I'm always excited to hear any release that he's doing. So it was awesome to see somebody talented and well-deserved win the awards that he won. Now, as you heard in the intro to this podcast, there's not an artist on call for like the first time in, I don't know, like over a year on this podcast, but it's because I'm introducing a new segment titled Rize Up Exclusive. And what it is when it's not going to happen every episode, you know, artist on call is going to come right back, but Rize Up Exclusive is an exclusive, short, quick interview for you to meet one of Rize Up Entertainment, my label's artists. And today we get the opportunity to meet the latest edition, Nerdy G from Connecticut. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up next. But I just want to give you a heads up on it. It's quick. It's not like artists on call. We don't get in-depth conversation or whatever. Rize Up Exclusive is more for like quick, like you get quick facts about the person. And more so, today's is built up to give a big announcement. You know, so the big announcement is coming during this Rize Up Exclusive, and I just hope you're prepared for it because it's been something that's been building for the past few years, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. And I keep holding my hands because I'm cold. It was like 80 degrees last week, and then all of a sudden it's like freaking 40 this week. So it's like cold. Keep holding my hands. Can't believe how cold they are. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see me grab my hands a lot. That's why. Got to keep them warm, you know? But anyways, if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or whatever, you'll notice in the Rize Up Exclusive, we may refer to watching a lot of things. So if you do want to see anything that we're talking about or anything like that, watch this on YouTube. You can find this on the Music Mondays podcast YouTube channel, or otherwise follow me on social media. You'll find it there. More videos to be seen. So that being said, you know, like I said, the next thing is Rize Up Exclusive, and then we're going to close it out after that with a release feast, which is loaded this month. I mean, I say it's loaded. It's not loaded with a lot, but it's loaded with some great projects. One of them that like blew my mind. So stay tuned for that. But before I waste any more of your time on this Memorial Day, here it is, the first ever Rize Up Exclusive. Nerdy G, how's it going, man?
What's going on?
Why hip hop? What I know, like if everybody that knows you looks on your biography or whatever, they're gonna see your influences and everything like that. But like, why the genre hip hop, not rock and roll? Why didn't you ever pick up a guitar or anything?
It's just what I grew up on. Everybody in the family rocks hip hop. Everybody. It was actually, that's the only thing we listened to. So, you know, there was a little bit of rock and roll, you know, the old rock and stuff like that, but there was never any country or anything else. It was just hip hop, rap, R&B. That's it.
Can't be better. Hey, I mean, being in a rock group, I couldn't picture it for you. So I mean, you never know. I mean, it makes sense being hip hop. You know, when you hear your sound and everything, you're like, yeah, he's totally hip hop. What inspired the name Nerdy G?
Well, I'm a straight nerd. I'm into the comic books. I'm into playing video games, all of that. So, you know, that's just, and I made this up when I was 12, 13 years old. And before, you know, back like when I thought, you know, hip hop, you had to be, you know, freaking all about the guns and drugs and gangster this and that. It was actually Nerdy Gangsta to start with, but I changed that. I changed it because I'm born May 25th, so Nerdy Gemini all day.
For those who don't know, the G is for Gemini. Hence, if you see his logo, which I'll bring it up right here or over here, you'll see that the G is for Gemini and all that. But either way, it does fit you. I mean, when people look at your image, Nerdy G, it makes sense. You know, a lot of people have names nowadays that don't make any sense. Oh, yeah. Like Lil Yachty.
Lil Pump.
Lil Pump doesn't make any sense. Actually, Lil Pump could go so many ways. But anyway, so so as an artist with today's pandemic and everything going, well, I mean, we're at towards the end of the pandemic and everything, but with today's current events, where do you see yourself in 5 years as an artist, based on momentum and based on, your movement so far?
We got a pretty good following right now, which I love. I love to see how many fans have gotten so far. And I think in the next 5 years, I'd love to see that, just to see Nerdy G's fans get crazy, bunch of nerds.
Obviously, I'm sensing some shows and some, more releases in the meantime.
Oh, yeah,
as well.
of course. Yeah. Got a bunch of stuff coming in,
Now, being a lyricist in hip hop, you focus a lot on instrumentals. You focus a lot on the music behind the songs. Now, who's one producer nowadays that you listen to that you're like, wow, like those are, Nerdy G beats, or those are the beats that you want Nerdy G to be rapping on?
I've been listening to a lot of Joyner Lucas lately. He's pretty good with his production. His beats are pretty sweet. Or just some of the beats that he makes. I'm not sure if he makes them all or if he produces all of his stuff, but a lot of his stuff recently has been really good.
Joyner Lucas's beats are sick. I mean, like you, I don't know if he creates them himself, but whoever does, yeah, those are dope. Those are dope beats. So we got one more question before we get into some big news everybody's been waiting for at least a few years now. So here we go. So the final question I have for you is, what's one thing about you, whether it's an interest or a hobby or a trait about yourself, that people would be surprised to hear?
I could tell you that about us and our stuff.
See, he's getting into it already. See, it's like something new. You know what? We're gonna skip right to it. And I'll tell you what, if you want to hear more about Nerdy G, we're about to talk about one of his releases that just came out. The music video just came out last night on YouTube and anywhere you can watch music videos. It's called Only Human, featuring myself. So we're going to get into that after this big news break right here. So stay tuned for that. Hit the drum roll. Here we go. So for the past few years, Nerdy G and I have been working together to come out with a new duo called
Release Duo.
And we're coming out now. This is the release. We don't have any songs coming out until about July. You'll hear an EP. That's like what we're working on. But go ahead and talk a little bit about that. Let people know what Release Duo is.
Dude, it's freaking, it's awesome, dude. It's your sound and my sound freaking hopping down on a track and straight going in. It's freaking sick. I can't wait till people can hear this stuff. They ain't ready. They are not ready.
They are not ready because we are going to be mixing genres together, doing things that I've been trying to do. I mean, if anybody's been listening to Amazement, they'd hear one song a year, something like that, because I'm not consistent because I doubt myself on everything. Now with Release Duo, we've been in the studio for the past 2 years and we have loads of songs to go through, but we're just waiting. We're just waiting. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get them out to you guys, but at the right times. Just know there's gonna be songs coming out. So that being said, go follow Release Duo on Facebook, Instagram. Those profiles have been live for a while now, but nobody knew what the hell it was.
We're live now, baby.
So that's it. Release Duo is now a group that you can follow. Hit us up. You can email us at realeastduo@rizeupent.net. You could also hit up Nerdy G direct at nerdygrizeupent.net, and that's RIZEUPENT.net. Or hit me up at music@mazement.co. But now we're going to get right back into it with Nerdy G and his release, Only Human. So tell me a little bit about this song, what the inspiration behind the writing was with it. Now, obviously, like I said, I featured in it, so I know just as much as you do, but let's let them hear about it.
Oh, well, it was me and you chopping up in the studio, and we were freaking looking for a beat. And so we were just playing around with stuff, and just this one thing kept going through my mind is, what you want from me? I don't know. What you need from me? I don't know. That was just going through my head over and over and over again, to where I just had to put it down. And then after saying it so much, my words just started to form themselves. It's also the mindset I was in at that point because, I just lost a friend of mine. It was just where I was at, headspace wise.
And, one thing that people won't know about that session is I couldn't even tell you how many sessions we've done the past few years. Obviously this was, this was originally going to be a group track. But then once it came time, I was like, you know what? This has Nerdy G written all over it. Because I only wrote one verse to it, and I'm like, if anything, we'll do a feature or whatever like that. And obviously you ended up deciding that. But we made that beat live. Like we made that might have been one of the quickest beats I've ever made.
Made the beat and we wrote on
exactly. It was like all done in one session. We knew what was going on. I mean, obviously me overanalyzing everything. It took me probably a week just to get my verse right, but Nerdy G had his shit right down. It sounded great. And for those who haven't seen the video when it released last night, you're in for a treat because we went all out. We had a storyline along with this. From my perspective, Only Human is a song about staying true to yourself and not, trying to be something that you're not. Specifically my verse would be more about the people that try to ascend of power, try to have everything in the world, but they don't realize once you have everything in the world, what else do you have? You have nothing left to fight for. And that's kind of what my verse is about. Now, what would you say? Like, is that something you pretty much touched on too?
Yeah, that, and my verse was more about trying less to take from people, because a lot of people, that's all they do is take, and it's more about like trying to realize that you can do more to help yourself and other people if you stuck your hand out to help somebody, other than waiting for something to be given to you.
100%. No, and it's clearly shown in this song. Not only do we show it with our lyrics, or what our delivery and what you hear, but visually, we shot the shit out of Castle. So I mean, we went all in on this one. So before we get into that, don't forget you can now follow Nerdy G on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere you listen to music, Bandcamp, at the Nerdiest G. He's waiting to hear from you. Let him know what you think of his music. And I'm glad to have him part of the label with me here at Rize Up Entertainment. We're going to be doing some pretty great things in the coming months. So stay tuned. Release duo, Nerdy G. Here it is, Only Human.
Studio Red Productions.
Nerdy. I don't know what you want from me, I don't know what you need from me, I don't know who you really want me to be. When you look into my eyes, please tell me what you see.
I don't know what you want from me, I don't know what you need from me, I don't know who you really want me to be. When you look into my eyes, please tell me what you see. Go ahead, say something. The first thing that comes to mind, please don't worry about nothing. The truth will be just fine, you just need to embrace everything you gotta say. And no bluffing, just keep it real within yourself. The kings and queens inside of us might need a little help, but hey, it's the way to the wealth. If it's not money and riches, then hopefully it's with your health. Know to put your hand out to help before you start begging and grabbing and asking everybody else what you gonna do when there ain't nobody left. Cause nobody can stand you when you in all that debt. Don't think less of yourself, just think of yourself less. Learn to be humble, grow from the mess. Learn to stay cool, know you can't change people, and they ain't gonna change you, I don't know what you want from me, I don't know what you need from me, I don't know who you really want me to be. When you look into my eyes, please tell me what you see. I don't know what you want from me, I don't know what you need from me, I don't know who you really want me to be. When you look into my eyes, please tell me what you see. I don't know what you want from me, I don't know what you need from me, I don't know who you really want me to be. When you look into my eyes, please tell me what you see. I don't know what you want from me, I don't know what you need from me, I don't know Who you really want me to be when you look into my eyes? Please tell me what you see.
It's not the money, cause of clothes that write your definition. It's a story how you got them that deserves some recognition. If everything was given, you'd be easy to break. If you started from the bottom, you would learn from mistakes. I'd rather die trying than defending the throne. Growing with my family instead of dying alone. It's a big enough world, we can make it our home. We can share this glass house without throwing the stones. I used to want the world, then it became clear. If you have everything, you'll be living in fear. Nothing to fight for, only left to protect. Everything to lose, no more cards in the deck. So tell me what you want, shit, I'm ready to go. I got the future in my hands, time to see it unfold. Tell me what you need and I'll give it a go. No guarantees, I'm only human, that's what I know.
I don't know what you want from me, I don't know. I don't know what you need from me, I don't know. Who you really want me to be when you look into my eyes? Please tell me what you see, I don't know. I don't know what you want from me, I don't know. I don't know what you need from me, I don't know. Who you really want me to be when you look into my eyes? Please tell me what you see.
For more info on Rize Up Entertainment, go to rizeupent.net to check out everything that's going on the label side of things. We do entertainment services, recording services, graphic services, anything artists need. We're an artist-run label. Also, find us on social media on Facebook.com/RIZEUPENT and the same username on Instagram. Go check it out. We hope to hear from you soon. Now, there it is. Finally, weight off my shoulder. I've been dying to tell you guys about this project for the past few years. Obviously, we didn't talk about as much as we wanted to, throughout the whole thing, because I told you Rize Up exclusives are designed to be short and simple, just give you a point, get to know the person, and get to know what's going on. But Real East Duo is now a thing. I'm so excited to share it with you. And, the certain things that we didn't talk about refer to like that music video that came out last night that you just watched. If you're watching this on YouTube, if not, then you heard Only Human featuring me, and I'd love to hear what you think. Hit me up at amazement@musicmondays.co. So I want to hear what you think. Hit me up on social media, hit Nerdy G up, let him know what you think of his music. And we're just going to keep flooding stuff out. Every few months, you're going to see new projects from Nerdy or Real East Duo. Starting in July, we're coming out with stuff. But I say that, but we're going to probably release some stuff in the meantime. Let us know what you want to hear. And that's most likely what's going to happen, because we're going to be blending genres, switching it up, like I said. Yeah, one thing we didn't touch on a lot in that was that music video we shot at the castle. It was shot in upstate New York, but that was a dope freaking video. That was like the most fun I've ever had on a video set yet. So I can't wait to shoot more with him, especially if you were watching this on YouTube or anything, you saw me dressed up, as a knight. So it wasn't like it was so theatrical, which is out of my style, but like it was cool. Like it was really cool to kind of step out of the box, do something different. And it kind of went with the story. I mean, we wanted to follow the story. Like he had his lines with the kings and queens, so I wanted to incorporate that with the video and with the visual. And as soon as I heard that line, I had this visual created in my head. And that's when I wrote my verse according to what I saw, so everything you see in the video was definitely pre-planned and thought out. So that's the way it is. And I hope you enjoyed it. If not, go check it out on YouTube, Music Mondays podcast channel on YouTube or social media. I'm sure Nerdy G is going to be sharing it. And you're going to see anybody else who loved it sharing it, hopefully. So feel free to share it. Feel free to like it. Like I said, we're going to close out this episode with a release feast.
Release feast.
So Exodus is the first posthumous album by DMX. Unfortunately, he passed away, I think, in between last episode and this episode. So it was very unfortunate. And if you were staying tuned to the latest news and everything, you probably saw the outstanding memorial service that everybody put together for him. It was pretty impressive. It was the 8th studio album by DMX, and it was released on May 28th. It just came out, through Def Jam. And it's his first studio album since Undisputed in 2012. So it was good. I mean, I listened to a few songs. I listened to the one with Bono. It was impressive to see some of the collaborations he had on it with Jay-Z. I think Jay-Z even touched on it and on the shop on HBO, touched on how impressive DMX was as a performer. So, kind of a two-part there. Check out the shop again. And then also this album, Exodus, was so dope. worth a shot, worth a listen. The next project, I'm saving the best for last. I mean, not that Exodus was the worst, but I'm saving the best for last here. The next project that came out, it literally just came out. Like, all these are like really new. So if I missed any, I'll bring them up, or let me know. I'll bring them up next episode. Eminem remixed Jack Harlow's song Killer, and that was dope too. You got to check that out. I don't have too much on that song, but I just listened to it. I loved it. I think you'll like it too. But the third and final release I wanted to bring up is The Off Season by J. Cole, the album he just released. And there's multiple reasons I want to talk about it. One being, it is his 6th studio album, and it was released on May 14th by Dreamville Records, his record label, Rock Nation, and Interscope as well. This album was executive produced by Cole and a few others. It featured artists such as 21 Savage and Lil Baby. So, I mean, there's other artists, there's other people collaborating on it, but the main reason I wanted to talk about this album is he went off the commercial standard, and he just kind of did it the way he wanted to do it. It seemed, it didn't seem like there was any producer in control of him or anything like that. Like, if you hear it, there's no real format to his songs. Like, yeah, you'll hear, verse, chorus, but you could tell he did it in a way that was so kind of organic and raw, that had like an indie feel, really. So, I mean, check it out. It's worth it. I mean, my favorites off the album, I mean, Let Go My Hand was awesome. Pride is the Devil was awesome. Applying Pressure, like, those are worth it. He had Cameron on 95 South, I think the song was called. So it's worth a shot. Listen to the album all the way through. I mean, it doesn't take too long. I mean, I was driving one day and I listened to the whole album on that drive. So it was worth it. And I probably listened to it 3 times since, and other times I've been driving. It's that good. So check it out. It's one of those albums that, like, you hear a beat on. It's like that good. You hear a beat on it and you're like, oh, I got to remix this. As an artist, you're like, oh, I want to remix this. This beat is so good. But then you realize and you're like, no, but like, doesn't need it. It doesn't need a remix. Like, you're not going to do any better than that. So it's like, just respect it, share it, promote it. And that's it. That's The Off Season by J. Cole. Check it out. And that being said, this was a big episode. I appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, I hope you had a great weekend. Hope everything's going well. Now that everything seems to be clearing up, at least in New England, weather's getting warmer and everything. But stay tuned for Real East Duo. Shoot me an email. Hit me up on social media. Mazement Music on Facebook. Mazement on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok. Shoot me a message. Let me know. I'll send you any links you need for Real East Duo. And, early supporters we get are going to be the first ones to hear anything by us. So shoot me your email, let me know, and I'll make sure you get the first free track we release before anybody else gets it. So get on that. Thanks for tuning in. Until next month.